Hi everyone and welcome back to Curitiba. We are doing our second video in this amazing city and we're just going to continue walking around the historic part of town, showing you all the other landmarks that you can find all over Curitiba. The first place that we find ourselves in is this place that everywhere we look there is something happening. There's this church, and we are going to talk about all of them. There is this church, then there is this square with a fountain in the middle, and then in the back there is a house over there that I will explain also. This fountain, which is called Lago da Ordem, the two versions of the story behind the construction of this structure are the following. The first one is that when the bandeirantes, who were the people that would go inside the territory in Brazil when they were exploring the territory, and they were carrying the flags, which is bandeira in Portuguese, and they would go around and discover the whole territory. That's how they got to Minas Gerais, and they found out that there was gold there. So those people that were going around, they would stop here for their horses to drink water. So then they built this in the honor and memory of those people. This is one version of the story. The second version is that at one point there was a horse carriage that was going around, and unfortunately the horse got hurt and passed away, and in the honor of that and due to that story they built this fountain here. This is another story, and it's worth mentioning. Nowadays in the whole Curitiba area it is forbidden by law to use horses or donkeys, any kind of carriage that you could use animals for. It is forbidden, so you don't see anybody riding a horse or a horse carriage in Curitiba. By law it's not allowed. But the story that I told you is behind this fountain in the middle of this square. Right next to the square and the fountain there is also this church that has a blue facade and some nice tiles on top of the door. It's called Igreja Nossa Senhora do Rosário. The original structure of this church was built in 1737 by slaves, because at the time it was used only by the slaves. So it was built by the slaves for the slaves. After that, when slavery was abolished in Brazil, it became a church that everybody could use. But according to what we read online, it has gone through many renovations throughout the years. So this might not really look at all similar to what was originally built here. And right on the other corner of the street there is another church, and even in the distance I can see one more church over there. So there is no shortage of churches. And there are other buildings. That one I'm not sure what it is. I think maybe it's a restaurant. This one right here is the Municipal Institute of Tourism, which is right in front of the water fountain. This square is full of tiles, covered by tiles, and next to it also all of these buildings have the cute colonial architecture. This one is like a dentist office, but what we really wanted to talk to you about is the structure which is behind this square which is called Casa Garibaldi or Garibaldi House. Inside this square you also have this, which is a flower clock. Right now apparently it's not working, but the idea is that you have a clock and then all the numbers and everything around it, and it's all made of flowers all around the clock.
And the beautiful house that we are talking about, the Garibaldi Palace, actually belonged to a family, an Italian family, before the World War II. Then during the war, because they were Italians, and if you were pro-Italians you were the enemy, the government took the house from the family, and then the family like fled, and now this house is just like a reception hall for weddings, like a baptism, like anything like you want to do as an event, you can use the house.
So the building that is now being used as the reception hall has a capacity of 500 people. And it's worth mentioning that in this square on Sundays also there is a public market that takes place around this square. So we are going to include this part in the middle of the video because we had to come back to this square on a Sunday. The rest of the video we filmed on a Monday, but for the square and the fair we wanted to come back on a Sunday to show you how different the whole square looks like. We're gonna just go around the tents and all the stands that you have on the street very quickly, just to show you the fair that happens on Sundays, and then we will continue with the rest of the video that we filmed on another day. Alright, so this was just the segment we wanted to include on a Sunday that we visited the square, just to show you the fair that happens on Sundays. And now we're gonna just continue with the rest of the video. So a few hundred meters after the square and the Garibaldi Palace, you have this structure also. This is a museum of Paraná, but it's closed today because we're here on a Monday. And as I showed with the drone images, behind the Garibaldi Palace there is also this structure that from above it looks like kind of part of that structure, but it's not. It's completely different. It's another one, and apparently from what we understand it's a coffee shop, but that one is closed too. And there are also some ruins here, as you can see. I'm gonna lift the camera also just to show you. These are called San Francisco ruins that have been left there. Unfortunately, all around here there are a lot of sketchy situations and people standing on the road and all of that, and we have our equipment, so we want to just avoid having any unpleasant surprises, let's say the least.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird people, and because today it's Monday, everything like looks closed. So there isn't that many people around us.
No.
And it's important to mention that Mondays most of things they're closed.
Yeah.
So like avoid trying to do any like important museum visits because they're all closed.
And this is one thing that I did not think I would see in Curitiba. Besides all the other structures that you have, there is also a mosque here. It's called, if I'm not mistaken, Imam Ali Mosque, and it has all of the Islamic architecture and designs and ceramics. From what we read online, you can visit the mosque too, but again not on a Monday. The visits for tourists are segunda, sábado, das 9 ao meio-dia. You can visit this mosque too, and there is a sign there actually. It says for tourist visits it's from Monday to Sunday, but only in the morning from 9 AM to noon, and then Sundays from 9:30 to 1:30, but we are here in the afternoon, unfortunately, and I think that's why it's closed. But this was a nice surprise. I really didn't think I would see something like this.
Beautiful building.
Yeah, and
Beautiful.
the tile
All
work
the
is
tiling,
gorgeous.
It's amazing, like beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a shame that again we cannot go visit,
Yeah.
even though it was open
Yeah.
earlier today. We got here
A bit
too late.
Yeah. Ah, but at least we saw it.
Yeah.
So after the mosque that is there, we came from down there. So we came around the park now, or this square that is here. So I think to go to our next stop, we can pass by this sidewalk, and hopefully we can pass by the side of the ruins and we can show it to you. And even on the sidewalk, you see the tiles, they look like araucaria trees. That's a nice touch. So there is a sign next to this square. The name of the square is Praça João Cândido, and it says it used to be an observation point, including for the passage of troops from the Federalist Revolution of 1893. Right now it has 3 attractions. Belvedere, built in 1915, which is this one that is now, I think, a coffee shop in Art Nouveau style, in the highest region of urbanized Curitiba at the time that it was built, where you can enjoy coffee. The San Francisco ruins, remains of an unfinished church from the 19th century. So those ruins are the ruins of a church that was never finished, and it was from the 19th century, it says, which would have been the San Francisco de Paula church. And San Francisco arcades, an open-air amphitheater with an art gallery. Wow. Which is, I think, that structure behind it. Yes, that you see the red stairs or seats. So here you have these 3 in this square. Interesting. So you have the seats and the stage, open air stage, and it looks like underneath also there is a restaurant which is closed again. Seems like on Mondays everything is closed. We chose the wrong day to do this. As you leave the square over there, you come down. This one is Memorial de Curitiba, or the memorial building for city of Curitiba. You have the flag of Curitiba on top. And again, today being Monday, this one is closed too. But if you really want to know much more about the history of the city, this place is going to be a very nice place to start.
And just besides the Memorial de Curitiba, there is the Bar do Alemão, which is the most famous and well-known bar in Curitiba, where you're gonna find the drinks, beer, and the food from Germany, typical from Germany, because of Curitiba is like the colonization and immigration of Germans are very strong here. So that there you have it.
And just a very short distance from Bar do Alemão, there is this here too, that is believed that it has been a place that the horses at the time would come to drink water, and now there is only a pigeon drinking water from it. But this too, they have kept it, and it's right in the middle of this square. I would say it's not really a square, it's a circle. But I would say it's like
in Portuguese,
largo, exactly, in Portuguese. And all around you see all the buildings and the colorful facades. It's just a beautiful scene. So as we are walking around Curitiba, we saw a stand for sugarcane. So we said, why not? We love sugarcane juice with lemon.
Yes.
So that's always good. And we found ourselves at this square. It has a monument, it's huge. The square is called 19th of December, or 19 de dezembro. And from what I saw online, it is a monument dedicated to the emancipation of the state of Paraná. Let's go closer so I can film it a bit more and show it to you. Next to the square with the monument, you also have this park, Paseo Público. Apparently there are some birds there that you can go and see, but we heard they're mostly in cages, so I don't think we're gonna visit them. But our next stop is that structure right there. This building is called Memorial Árabe, or Arabic Memorial, and that's why it has the Islamic or Arabic architecture.
And the palm tree looks like the palm trees for dates. Like I don't know if it is, and actually you can actually have dates, and I don't even know if it's the same tree. But it reminds me of even like the landscape that you have from like the Middle East.
Yeah, no, it's true. This is, I think it could be for dates, because the one for coconuts is different. It looks different.
Yeah.
You see it over there? That's another one that is completely different than this one. Oh yeah. Interesting. So you have the arcs that are typical of Middle Eastern architecture, and the tile work also on top. Let me go somewhere that there's less sun so you can see the art, the tile work on top also, that is typical. So this one is Memorial Árabe.
Memorial Árabe in honor of the people from Middle East that they immigrated here to Curitiba. And there is actually also inside a library with books from like Middle East and telling the history of the people from there.
Very interesting. Curitiba is a very interesting place, and as we mentioned in the other video that the tourist bus has different stops, one of the stops is also this building or Arabic Memorial. So this ends our second video in Curitiba. We hope you enjoyed the walking tour of Curitiba. We tried to show you as much as possible.
From the historical part?
From the historical part,
Right.
yes. There's few more coming.
Many other places to go.
Yes. If you enjoyed the video, as usual, drop us a like to support the rating of the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the
Bye.
next one.